So, you ever watch a movie that's ridiculously awful and you have to have the thought of, I have to review this now? That's what we're doing here with The Bayou. So, this movie came out this year, and it's basically just alligators on drugs. I feel like the original title was meant to be like Cocaine Alligator or Meth Gator, but those titles were literally taken by other bad um, movies that were about drugged up alligators. So the plot, if you can call it that, is basically about this girl named Kyle, which I don't mind. Like, I was like, every time I hear Kyle, and I'm not trying to sound like, and this is going to sound odd, and I apologize if I sound sexist, but like, I've never once met a girl or a woman in my life named Kyle. It's only been in movies, and I know I've heard that name in like women named Kyle in movies. So I've never met a woman named Kyle outside of my life. They might be out there. If you are a woman watching this review, first off, thank you for the view. Secondly, I apologize. But yeah, so Kyle and her friends, who are kind of not friends, they're cannon fodder, let's be real, they decide, hey, friend, we haven't seen you in a while since your brother died. Don't you know your brother died? Yeah, your brother died. And you still feel sad about it, even though you're taking biology class. And we're going to go on a trip to the bayou. Yay. It's an uncharted flight that the pilot gets drunk, has a heart attack, and crashes, and now they're dealing with meth gators. Which, this movie is literally like sci-fi level quality. If I haven't been obvious enough with the plot, then yeah, we literally have to talk about that. Yeah, this movie is not a like A+ quality film. Excuse me. So, yeah. The movie is just bad all around. I mean, I do appreciate that there are some practical effects, but they look like puppets. But I always will appreciate a practical effect no matter how bad it is. But there are some really bad CGI, and there's one scene where it's just a bunch of alligators, and they just dye the water purple to indicate the drugs. Yeah. The characters all suck. And in fact, I think 3 or 4 of the actors, I don't think English is their first language, especially our main actress, who she reads lines like she's reading them out of a book and bored doing it. She's like, there's lines where even like, are you Russian or Ukrainian or something? Because like, she's like, look over there. Like, her accent breaks through every so often in the film. And her other friend, I like can't keep, like, here's the thing I hate about some characters in movies. When you can't close your fucking mouth. Like, and you can have your mouth agape in shock or whatever, that's fine, or like, oh my god, or something like that. But if you're just standing around like that, or just walking around with your mouth open, I am going to have a problem with you. And guess what? One of her friends do that. We also have the sacrificial lamb, the bitch character, and yeah. There's no real gore. There is some, like, gore, but you don't see a lot of it. There is some, like, a few kills, which I'll give it. Like, I will give credit where credit is due. There are some kills in the movie that are like, okay, that was cool. But they're clearly just riffing off of, like, other great alligator and crocodile movies. Like, you know, Lake Placid or Lake Placid. I said Lake Placid twice. Shit. I mean, I would say Tobe Hooper's Crocodile, but like even then, even Toby's like, nah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, the movie's not good, but thankfully it's quick. No one is likable. Everyone's an idiot. Like, there's one character who's like you obviously are written, or she's written to so you can hate her and not feel bad when she gets eaten. But there's like one moment where like the co-pilot's wife is in the plane and she survives the plane crash, but her husband doesn't, and he was the one drinking. And she's like, if your husband wasn't an alcoholic, we wouldn't be in this mess. And she's like mourning all of that, and I'm like, Jesus God. And no one's stopping her. Like no one, everyone just kind of points when someone dies. There's also another point where a rich guy gets killed in the night, and he's clearly screaming, and he was only like, there's no differential between where anyone is. Like, when the guy gets killed, he literally could have been like 20, 30 feet away. It's just a random scene to get rid of him, and even then, it's like, what were you even doing here? This movie is not good. Like, I cannot lie to you. This movie is not good. Is it fun bad? Yes. Like, this is the kind of movie that, like, you will watch, and, like, you'll watch this movie. Is it War of the Worlds bad? No. War of the Worlds is a entirely different beast in of itself. The Bayou is of the same quality of, like, a Sci-Fi Channel movie, which I grew up on those. I grew up on bad Sci-Fi Channel movies. So if this came out as like a Sci-Fi Channel movie, that'd been fine. But this was like, it got a release on Hulu. It's not a Hulu exclusive. It just showed up on there. And when I saw trailers, because this was like a pay-per-view movie, I was like, saw the trailers a few times. I was like, I'm definitely not paying for this. I'm just going to wait till it comes out on a streaming site. Lo and behold, it does, and I'm like, I'm so glad I saved every cent, because this was not fucking worth it. Yeah. The Bayou should be saying, bye, you. I fucking hate myself. Yeah. So, this is more like if you have Hulu, I'd say give it a watch and just laugh at it, and yeah. But if, like, again, this is one of those movies where, like, you throw on and have a couple of drinks and just, like, laugh at how bad it is. Like, it's so bad, it's fun. Again, I have to stress, if you were, like, grew up in that era or still watch, like, Sci-Fi Channel... Does Sci-Fi Channel even make original movies anymore? I don't think they do. That was their bread and butter for the longest time, of making original movies, or having films they would take from smaller studios and say, Sci-Fi Channel presents an original movie. Like how they did with Dog Soldiers, funny enough. But yeah, it's bad. Just if you want to watch, like, it's like watching a car crash. You just can't look away. Anyway, so yeah, if you've seen The Bayou, let me know what you guys thought of it. It sucks. Anyway, other than that, comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.